Good evening, Phil Perkins here in the CSM newsroom. Coming up in tonight's edition of Sports Center, we'll recap all the action with the Leafs and the Raptors in just a matter of hours. The Rogers Center is going to be packed to the brim with Blue Jays fans. They'll also represent a city that's yearning for a winner. The Heat's Dwayne Wade, he just turned the big 3-0. Well, now people will say the 30s are the new 20s. So how did the birthday boy celebrate his big day? Injured, sitting on the bench like an old man. And on the third quarter, things change. LeBron James puts it up, nails the three. Dwayne Wade loving it. Think that's a replay? It ain't. Same spot, same result. And if there's one thing Virginia Tech knows, it's dual threat quarterbacks. Eagles QB Michael Vick was at Tech for 2 years and was a Heisman candidate. Now, Hokies head coach Frank Beamer has to prep for Michigan's own running gunner, Denard Robinson. Denard Robinson, though, the guy can run and he can pass with a 45-yard connection with Junior Hemingway for the score. Michigan up 7-6. All that football talk got me hungry. Speaking of food, 2004, Eric Booker from Selden, New York, ate 3 full onions in 1 minute. That's all right. How about highlighting 4 NBA games in 45 seconds? Huh? Let's head to the city of brotherly love. Sixers guard Jody Meeks came out firing in this one. 12 points in the first quarter. He ended up with 31. He hit 5 of 8 from downtown. Cleveland forward Antoine Jameson had to leave the game in the first half with a cut to his hand. He would later return. The Sixers take this one 103-85. To Milwaukee, Monta Ellis leading the way for the Bucks against the Atlanta Hawks. He had 16 points and 6 assists. Josh Smith carrying his team with a game-high 22 points. Bucks up 86-85. Only 4 returning players in this Canadian squad who are on the 2011 team that allowed 5 goals late in the game to lose to the Russians in the gold medal round in Buffalo. Well, now it's in Alberta, and you cannot tell me or anybody in this country that this is a massive game for both teams.
Phil, when it
Peyton Manning is the most coveted free agent in NFL history. And do I even have to explain why? A 4-time MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, and now, most recently, you can add excellent tipper to that resume. We now move to a less violent sport in tennis and the Aussie Open. Unless you're talking about Kim Clijsters. That woman scares me. Defending Aussie Open champ Kim Clijsters up against French native Stephanie Forêt-Garçon. Clijsters took the first set in 22 minutes. That's an episode of Friends. The 11th ranked Belgian had 16 winners and dropped only 1 game. She's looking good. The Leafs, well, they haven't won a title in, well, let's just say a while. But since the Super Bowl, the Buds haven't won a game at the Air Canada Centre. They'll try to change that when the Islanders come to town. Torontonians and Leaf fans loving the warm weather outside the Air Canada Centre. And speaking of hot, Leafs started off lukewarm to begin this game. Tyler Bozak moves the puck to the point and gets the return pass from Commentator. Beautiful feed to Phil Kessel and a laser. Everyone's happy, but wait, it looks like this one has to go under review. Let's all go upstairs and check this replay. And this was definitely in. It was just too fast for human eyes to process. Leafs up early. Danica Patrick making her Sprint Cup Series debut 2 laps in. 5-time champ Jimmy Johnson is going to get clipped by Elliott Sadler. Then he's going to get cranked by David Rankin. Johnson's night, as you can tell, is over. Well, that's it for us, but stay tuned. More sports scores and stories are just 30 minutes away in the next edition of CSM Sports Center. I'm Phil Perkins. I'll be seeing you soon.